Hi folks, another day, another video. Just got back from the Kendal record fair. We got there at 8:30 in the morning. Make sure we got in early. So I thought I'd just do a quick video, flip through what I got. Yesterday Chris at the Vinyl Orchard did a video showing items he'd bought at a record shop that was closing down, and they were doing 10 albums for £10, and I commented to him on his admirable restraint in not buying that many. I'm afraid I did not show the same restraint today. As you can see, these are all the albums. There's 30 in total. I'm almost ashamed to show them. But in my defense, one of the main guys there had decided to put out tons of stuff at £1 that he'd never bought before. The £2 and £3 bins were chocker of decent stuff as well. I think there's only 3 albums of these 30 that I paid double figures for. So let's show. First off, before we even got there, the friend I went with gave me this album. It's a brand new one. He had a second copy of it. This is Wanted 60s Garage Rock, from diggers to music lovers, wild and fuzzy rocking beats. It's on the Wagram label. I like that front cover. The front cover's called Underwater Auto, 4th of May 1961. A submerged car which its drunken owner parked in a swimming pool in Beverly Hills, California, believing it to be a parking space. Nobody was injured in the process. But this looks a decent comp. You get the Seeds, the Standells, the Sonics, the Blue Magoos, the Human Beings, Link Ray, Music Explosion with their version of 96 Tears, and Strawberry Alarm Clock with the mono version of Incense and Peppermints. So that's a really nice gift. Excellent. And I did pick up a couple of CDs while I was at the fair for a couple of quid each, both ECM ones. This one is The Survivor's Suite by Keith Jarrett from 1977. This features Jarrett on piano, soprano saxophone, bass recorder, Celeste, and OC drums. Dewey Redman on tenor sax and percussion. Charlie Hayden on bass, and Paul Motion on drums and percussion. Just 2 long pieces, 27 and 21 minutes long. Looking forward to giving that a listen. And I also picked up this Steve Tippett's album called The Fall of Us All. I've got 1 album of his on vinyl, which is excellent. This is, like I say, it's again on the ECM label. Features Tibbetts on guitars, percussion. You get his usual compatriot Mark Anderson on congas, steel drum, percussion. Marcus Wise on tabla, Jim Anton on bass, Eric Anderson on bass, Claudia Schmidt on voice, Ria Valentine on voice, and Mike Olson on synthesizer. So that should be a good listen again. Right, onto the vinyl. Start with the £1 ones. And I decided to pick up a couple of Paco de Lucia albums. Obviously a famous, brilliant flamenco guitarist. I don't know what to really expect with these. I think they will be very good. I didn't realise he'd recorded for the Island label. This one, just called Paco, was recorded in 1975. Also picked up this one from 1977, Almoraima, again on the Island label. I think those will be very good actually. I then went for this one. Now maybe somebody can tell me something about this because I don't know who they are. Jake and the Family Jewels. It's on the Polydor label. It's an American pressing. It looked interesting, but like I said, I have no clue as to who they are. Looks like it, I don't even know what year it was released. Looks like a late 60s album. Engineered by Steve Katz. Like I say, it looked interesting. Worth trying for £1. Next, most of these, by the way, looked pretty good looked very good, in fact, when I had examined them. In fact, after the first 2 or 3, the pound bin, I gave up checking. I thought, for £1, if they're bad or, you know, not to my taste, they'll go in the charity shop. No big deal. This one was one of the few that does look like it might not be in too good a condition. This is Tom Rush. I think this is his first album. It's on Elektra, but it doesn't, to be honest, look in too good a condition. I haven't got any Rush in my, or Tom Rush in my collection. So hopefully it'll clean up okay, but I'm not too hopeful of that one. The rest of them look okay. There was this album by the Rascals, Freedom Suite. I don't really know the Rascals music that well. I know Felix Cavalieri was I think the main guy. Excuse the glare. This is a double album with a side-long track, cute, 15 minutes at the end. But a double album for £1. Can't be bad. And in fact, there was another album by the Rascals, again a double album, Peaceful World. Again, there's one side-long track on here, the title track, which I think is over 20 minutes long. Alice Coltrane plays harp on one track. So, again, worth trying. Next up, still £1, this Joan Baez album, Baptism, A Journey Through Our Time, sung and spoken by Joan Baez. Looks like it's a mixture of song and poetry. You get all the details about the different poets featured on here, like Wilfred Owen, James Joyce, Walt Whitman, John Donne, Lawrence Ferlinghetti, William Blake, Arthur Rimbaud, etc. It's on the Vanguard label. Should be an interesting try. Next up, John Sebastian of Loving Spoonful fame, with I think this is his 1974 solo album, Tarzana Kid, on and Reprise. I like Loving Spoonful. I've got a couple of other Sebastian albums which are enjoyable, so I think this one should be good. He actually does Little Feat's Dixie Chicken on this album. Next up, Tom Paxton's very first album on Electra, Rambling Boy. I don't own any Paxton on vinyl, so I'll pick this up for £1. And there was another one, which I think is his second album, Ain't That News. This one, I'm afraid the cover's a bit knackered, but most of these covers are not brilliant. Whereas somebody on the VC used to say, you don't play the covers, as long as the vinyl plays okay. It's Tom Paxton. Next up, the great Bert Jansch with his album It Don't Bother Me. His second, can't remember now. Stamped property of JCK Van Mildert College, wherever that is. It's on Transatlantic. I actually own this as part of a box set, but I thought I'd give this a listen and then maybe pass it on to somebody eventually. This next one, I couldn't believe. I was standing at the £1 bins looking through one, and the guy next to me pulled this one out and said, "Look at this." And I looked and my heart dropped, because I wish I'd picked it up. It was an album I've been looking for quite a long time, and I can't believe it was in the £1 bin. I said to the guy, "You're lucky so-and-so." I've been looking at that for ages. And just to prove how nice people can be, he says, "You can have it." I said, No. He said, "You take it." So I was really stoked to find this. This is Peter Banks, obviously the original guitarist in Yes, his first solo album. This is an American pressing on Sovereign. This is, I remember, being a really good album. It's got Steve Hackett and John Wetton and Phil Collins all play on it. But it's the main thing I remember this for is Jan Akkerman's all over it, playing some great guitar. And looking at it, it's in perfect nick. It looks brilliant. It's on the Sovereign label. I gotta believe it was an accident that it was in the £1 bin. I cannot believe that this should have been in there. But it was, and I got it for £1. That made the whole 150-mile trip well worth it. Right, the next one I think was £2. And this one I was really surprised to find. This is Garden Party by Rick Nelson and the Stone Canyon Band. I've heard so much good things about this album. Obviously country rock. I was surprised again to see it at such a cheap price. It's on Decca label. Looks in good nick as well. I think that one will be a great album for my collection. Next few were either £2 or £3. I don't own any Heart at the moment. This is their this is Dreamboat Annie, which doesn't say which year it's from. I think it's from about 76, is it? What I've heard of Heart, I've liked the early stuff, not the later stuff, so I'm hoping this one will be a good listen. Then got Lou Reed with Coney Island Baby, his 1975 album on RCA. Not one I'm overly familiar with, I've got to admit, but I like Lou Reed. We then got Chris Christopherson and Borderlord. I think this is one of his early ones. I like his early material. I've got a couple of albums by his first album and another one. Jesus Was a Capricorn, I think is the one. Let's see. Don't know what year this one was. Oh, it's on the Monument label. Bear with me. Monument label. And it's from 1972. So I expect that one to be pretty decent. Next, again, a first for me, a Melanie album. I've only just recently started to listen to some of her stuff on YouTube. I think Richard McCook's a fan of hers, if I remember rightly. And this is her album, Garden in the City, on Buddha Records. I like at the bottom, it's got rub gently to release the magic of Melanie's garden. So it must have been a scratch and sniff portion of the cover. So should be very interesting again. Again, I think this one was £3. This is Paul Simon's Still Crazy After All These Years. This probably completes my collection of Paul Simon albums up to Graceland. In fact, I've never even heard anything after that point. This was 1975. Includes the famous tracks like, obviously, the title track and the hit single 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover. Should be good. Next, we have Gordon Giltrap with one of his instrumental light prog albums. Good guitarist, Giltrap. This is Perilous Journey. Not sure what year it's from. It's on the Electric Record Company and it's 1977. Gordon Giltrap's music is not really anything special, but he's very enjoyable. What I particularly liked about this album, it came with a tour booklet program with the actual ticket inside for the Free Trade Hall in Manchester, 14th of March 1978. I don't know whether to feel, I mean, it's nice, but it seems a bit sad. Somebody obviously really loved their music, loved Gordon Giltrap, went to see him, kept the program and the ticket, and now it's gone. But I'll look after it and I will keep that with the album. But there was also, well, it's got to be from the same person. This was his album Fear of the Dark. There we go. a great band with people like John G. Perry and Rod Edwards, Simon Phillips playing. But this one also comes with a tour program, and again with the ticket inside. This one was for the Apollo Theatre, Manchester, 24th of November 1978. Excellent. Right. Sticking with, I think, the £2 ones, I picked up my second Mungo Jerry album, and this is You Don't Have to Be in the Army to Fight in the War. This is on the Dawn label. There you go. This one's got a couple of scratches, so hopefully they won't sound. Bear with me. Back. And the last of the £3 ones, I think, was Marillion's Misplaced Childhood. This is obviously Fish era Marillion, and this is the album from which the hit single Kaylee was taken. I currently only own on vinyl the first album, Script for a Jester's Tear, but I like early Marillion. Never been keen on what I've heard of the Steve Hogarth era, but I like the Fish era stuff. This is from 1985. Now we get on to the more expensive stuff. These ones cost me a £5. And first up we have Taj Mahal with his double album Giant Steps and The Old Folks at Home. I think the early Taj Mahal material is superb. This is on CBS and was from, why don't they put the years on here? See if it tells me. No. Never mind. It's early 70s anyway, I think. Taj Mahal is a great blues artist. Also a £5, area code 615. Sort of a supergroup of sorts with people like Dave Briggs, Kenny Buttrey, Charlie McCoy, Elliot Mazer in the band. If you know the Old Grey Whistle Test and its theme tune, I think area code 615 were responsible for that. Was it called Stone Fox Chase, I think, or something like that? That's not on here, unfortunately. I would have liked that. But they do their versions of Hey Jude and Lady Madonna and Classical Gas. I think this will be enjoyable enough. This is on Polydor. And again, they don't tell you the bleeding year. Sorry. Sticking with a bit of country rock. My second album by the Ozark Mountain Daredevils. This is the Car Over the Lake album, which I remember used to get very good press, so hopefully this is very good. The other album I've got is excellent. And this is, oh hell, why don't they tell you? 1975. Oh dear. I like my country rock, so this is on A&M. And then two by the same artist, still only a £5. We've got Michael Nesmith of Monkeys fame with his first national band, and this is the album Nevada Fighter from 1971. It actually tells you on RCA. This is the one that features two of the most famous that I know of, Grand Ennui and Propinquity. I've just begun to care. I've got a couple of other albums by Mike Nesmith. Really good country rock. And also by him and the First National Band, his album Magnetic South. This is actually an American pressing with the original inner by the look of it, RCA. I don't recognise any of the tracks, but that obviously Joanne must have been a hit single or something for them to put the sticker on there. Features obviously the great Red Rhodes on pedal steel guitar. Next couple were a tenner, but really pleased to find free live album. This is the one with the envelope style opening. On the Island label. I think this may complete now my free collection on vinyl. Excellent stuff. And then we have, the Faces with their album Ooh La La. This is the one with a sort of gimmick cover where the, pulls out. You get the chin and the eyes. The back opens up to reveal full colour, and the record comes out of the top. The custom label, the Dancing Girls. There's also the poster. I don't know if this is complete or not, because it looks like it's been cut at the bottom. I don't know what was under there. Was it just photos of the band? If anybody knows, let me know. I was quite pleased to get that. I've only got one Faces album on vinyl. The only problem with this is the cover's a bit grotty. But this sort of cover, I don't know how best to clean it. If anybody's got any advice what to do, it's not laminated, so I'm loath to apply too much liquid to it. But if anybody's got an idea, that'd be great. This is an excellent album. This has got Cindy Incidentally on it, and the title track Ooh La La, the Ronnie Lane, Ron Wood track. And the last one was the one I spent most money on. It was stickered at 30. I think I've probably got him down to about 25 for it. This is an album I bought a couple of years ago at the record fair. I saw it in the £3 bin. Was so excited at seeing it that cheaply. Had a quick look at the vinyl. Looked clean. Brilliant. I'm going for it. When I got home, I realised I should have checked the label itself, because it wasn't the band or the album that I was expecting. But this time I managed to get it, and this is Great Renaissance with their album Ashes Are Burning, again on the Sovereign label. This actually is a factory sample, not for sale. And if you could see this, apart from being a bit dusty, it looks like it's been totally unplayed, and that spindle hole has never encountered a spindle by the look of it. So I think that was worth the money. A great album. So that was my trip out today. All in all, a great day. It's nice weather, one of the warmest days we've had so far this year, which isn't difficult, given it's been freezing cold and wet. But I hope you enjoyed seeing what I got. I've now got a massive job of cleaning all of this lot and listening to it. But, well, cleaning's not pleasurable, listening is. Right, I will hopefully see you all soon. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. Take care.